I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CT Review. Today is September 24th, Tuesday, 2024. So I hope you had a good day today and a good weekend. Didn't make a video yesterday because my wife's birthday was actually yesterday. So we were busy. I was busy cooking picanha and doing all this stuff. I get my once in a lifetime cooking for my wife situation. But anyways, but I didn't make it also because it was the same story, right? So just to review, what did we do on Monday? Well, we opened up, we gapped up, we pushed up, wiped out some of that liquidity, built liquidity there, pushed down. All right, and it was just literally a speaker. So high, low. Then we made today, intraday, high, 4 in the morning, London, low, took out that low, and then we pushed up here and took out Friday. So pretty much it's still rising. And the historical data of the 15-year, we're expecting some type of sell-off soon. It should have happened already, but could be happening now even. But the big question is, do we take out that high right there, right? The previous month's high. So if you watch Friday's video, so it makes sense, I mentioned an idea was to pop up here, take that out, and then come down, settle somewhere here or here in the month, and so on. So go watch that Friday video, please. But other than that, how I approached this was a little bit different. So let's see here. Where can I go? So just keep in mind, outlining the liquidity. So if someone's asking me what are my levels, well, you know my levels already, what I'm looking for. But in a typical day, and technically indices are generally buying, right? You're looking for a dump and a pump, right? You're looking for a retracement back to wipe out liquidity, then you're looking for a pump back up, right? So with that understanding, if you look here, I'm just on the 1 hour here, you could see that we had that low right there. We had that low right there, and we had that low right there. You can see that. So that right there should be already a target for selling off. We had news at 10 o'clock, so that would definitely push us in a direction for wiping out liquidity. But majority of the price action is sitting in this, look at this 1 hour, sitting on the top half of the 50%. So generally strength is being shown. And so on. But so let me go back into it. Try to make this short here. Yeah, it's a little sloppy here. But let's see here. 15-minute. So big Asia movement here in London pushing back down. And then pretty much consolidating for the rest of the day. Yesterday's price action was horrible. Was probably my top 3 worst price actions I've seen. And for me, I was scalping a little bit, but it was pretty much a losing day for me. But and I knew better. If I was to go real quick into it, I knew better not to mess with it. But same time, talking about all this mess right here. Look what they did for Asia and London. So when you got a big Asia and London move like that, this is typically letting you be aware of. It's either going to be really volatile or it's going to be choppy. And this is exactly what we got. If I just open this up a little bit, you'll see all this bullshit. Real quick, you'll see that this pocket of price action right here, when it's moving up and down, not really moving anywhere, and then it did the same thing here. This is a big sign to just leave it alone, unless you're playing the speaker game, which is ranging, and it's either we're ranging or we're trending. So, as you see here, if you look at the point of origin, you can see highs, and then you got lows. So even if you took out this piece of liquidity, nice sell off. Then it pushed back up. And this is called a high resistance run. So meaning every time it takes a high, it'll come right back in the range deep. And then it did it again here. And then what did it do here? Well, it came all the way down, took out that low, right? And then this made equal lows. So super suspect, price comes back up, squeezes, but doesn't take out. So you're thinking of taking on now that low, right? So you're completing the speaker on this side. That's how you could have attacked this, right? But this is super fucking sloppy. But the big signs were the big push up here and down in Asia and London, and then you're getting this New York choppy, not moving anywhere price action right here. This right here was the big sign right here. But then when we had this was like, oh yeah, it's over with. So, but could there have been moves here? Yes, if you played it as a range though. So for you trying to, well, if you trying to bust up high or low, I mean, it's just not going to happen. Anyways, let me get back into it here. So the midnight level was a very big key situation for the day. I'm going to try to make this easy, but let me just do it from here. Let me just stretch this out real quick. So from here, today's the day. Here, as you can see, the origin. Look at the price of the origin right here. Even right here, the last 2 hours of Monday, that low and that high. See how we come up and we take out the high and we don't take out that low. But keep in mind, there is a huge, there is a little gap in the background. This gap is very influential too. See that gap right there in the back? All right. If I could tell you where that gap is from, it's from right here. Right here. So this is Sunday, the 25th August. This gap right here. So it's sitting inside our opening range gap for the week. And that level is very influential. So you'll see that we stopped at a dime right there. I mean, in Asia, at a dime right there. And we don't take out that low. So we have that. That's the lows I was talking about in the beginning of the video. That low, and that low. So now that I've mentioned all that, and you see us pushing up here, you get another big movement in Asia and pre-New York. But you see that we push down here, and then now we have these lower highs here, and we have those lower lows. So you're just like, okay, where are we going, right? So to frame this, where are my levels? If you're asking me, where are my levels? Am I looking at in the day? Well, I'm looking at these lower highs, and I'm looking at these lower lows, and in that I have look at the midnight level. Look how we opened up and pushed up. When we came back down here at 7 in the morning, look how we didn't go below it. So for me, it's in a sense it's building liquidity as well. And then 9:30, I'm only on the 15-minute, and then the 9:30 shoots up right here. The 9:30 shoots up and does not take out that low. So now they're equal highs. So here, in general speaking, if it's selling or buying, I'm looking for a sell-off first, right? So when I'm here at 9:30 and I know that we didn't push up and take out that high, which is what we're talking about right there, right? That high. So we didn't take that out. We had the opening range gap that it's formed. We understand that the settlement price of yesterday was here. So if you're asking me what are my levels, what am I looking at? Well, 50% is my number one goal. It's the number one goal and model and what I'm looking for at minimum. Second would be this, well, that liquidity, but you have the opening, you have the settlement of yesterday. Then you have that low right there, which is literally hovering right above the midnight level. Missed it by a tick probably. And then underneath that, you see the liquidity there, right? Plus, remember yesterday's opening range. So I'm leaving the opening range gaps on my 15-minute just so you could see it. And just the previous day or two. I think it's only doing 2 days. Yeah. So also not sealed right there, right? And then then the actual opening gap itself of the week. So that's another one. Plus that level that we hit on a tick with that old weekly gap, that little line in the middle. So that those are that. And then I see this level right here, which is obvious. Wow, we came right back to that same 15-minute imbalance. To the tick. Look at that. Drag it out. Bam. Look at that. So this is that same level I was talking about when we were selling from into Friday, right? So again, still holding support. I'm looking for a dump and a pump. To keep this very simple, I'm looking for a dump and a pump, right? So when this takes off here, let me just show the trade, and I'll show you a couple things that happened today to me. But so get in the trade here, we get a wick here, we don't take that high. I know we're coming back, and I'm not married to selling or anything. I just understand what these levels are, right? So from here to here, I take the trade right here, and I made a decision to get out right here. 2 reasons. Number one, I know we have the 10 o'clock news, so I do want to just get out of that, right, and not be a part of it. Number one. Number two, my trader of mine was mentioning about being bullish, and just a short story. The reason why I don't do the Discord, I don't care about mentoring in that sense personally every day, is because besides I want the freedom of, I didn't do trading so I could work more. But in general, I'd like to keep my bias by myself. Like if you're learning from me, fine, you take my bias, and sometimes I could be wrong, but in general speaking, I'm not off. But when I hear someone else's buy, and I'm not in trading rooms, and I'm not doing that. Like I used to be a part of those, and they're very, to me, they're not good for the trader, because this is you versus you, right? This is we could all have the same trades and this and that, but I want to stay away from people's ideas and understandings, because I'm not saying that I get influenced easily, but what I am saying is that sometimes we all miss things. It's not like we're all perfect, right? Like I'm going to miss something, someone else will get it, right? Like even the best traders in the world, like I could see them missing stuff all the time while I'm over here capitalizing. Anyways, but trader of mine, he was mentioning that before the 9:30, and I was like, I didn't want to hear it or see it, and I'm sure he's watching this, but and it was the catalyst to get me out, to take it off, because I'm looking for a good trade, right? Monday was already rough. I'm trying to ease in, right? But and that was the logic. What I wanted to do was hold it down here, right? At the least here. Well, here really, to be honest, here and here at the least. And then here would have been my next target, and after that, obviously sweeping those lows. And then as you see, what did we do? Well, we did 10 o'clock here, the 4 o'clock candle, the 4 o'clock candle, the 4-hour candle, which is at 10 o'clock, that ended up just literally distributing down and went right through. So if I was to have held and been in the trade, it would have at least pushed me down to here, like at an instance, right? And then from here, I would have liked to have swept that liquidity if I was to be able to hold it, and so on. And that would have been it. But whatever, the decision is fine that I take the profit, and that's what matters, right? So what do? Well, we just talked about it. We pushed down here, and then we made 3 drives here, right? So 3 drives here, and also this second drive happens to be sitting at the 50%. So here I do get a bullish divergence, and I do take this trade right here. I'm a little bit antsy, and I'm a little bit kind of like mad that I didn't hold it. So it is what it is. And as you see, we bounce from here, we bounce back up, and we take out that high a little bit. To me, this is a good sign that we can possibly keep going up when it's ready. But because if it's sold from underneath here, that would be more like a controller price. Not saying that that's like the whole thing. I'm just talking. But the logic is that when it came down here, I had a signal to buy, and sometimes it won't take out the liquidity, and it is what it is. And I knew taking this that I had a high chance of losing, but I also had a high chance of winning. So what did it do? It came back up. This bearish imbalance held right here and held the price there, and then it came down. So it's fine. No problem. It came back down. Once it came back down, I had another higher low, and that's generally what will happen too. So, and I also have the 3 drives here, right? So I have those 3 drives, plus we just took out that liquidity, which is yesterday's liquidity. Let me just bounce off real quick here. And as you see, well, we blew through that, right? And then we tapped that low, and then we're still sitting at support here. So that being the case, we're also inside that 4-hour right there. See that? Can you see it? Let me drag it. If I was to put it, I don't want too much shit on my chart, but this imbalance right here, this 2 p.m. from Thursday, right here, if I drag it out, you can see that we're still kind of tagging that, right? But anyways, where was I? So then we get the 3 drives here, right? So we get the 3 drives here, perfect. And then for me, this is a buy, and I got my dump, right? Dump happened, and then now I'm looking for the pump. So where's the pump? Well, this is it. So as you see here, when I'm in this trade right here, I'm holding it. We get the nice, when you get these solid 1-minute candles that they don't break below their previous low, it's 100% strength and pushing and manipulation, and they're in a hurry. So that's what I like about being a trader between the hours of 9:30 and 11:30. Preferably really just 11, really. So we're pushing up here, and then we use this wick right here. See this wick right here of this up candle? So this is a support block right here. So this right here, as you see, is dragged out. You have that coupled with that's sitting in this imbalance right here. And then we tag in, we push off. We push off here. And this trade alone, to take it to here, is a very good model. This is one of my models. Now, I just decided to hold it because I knew the strength of what they were doing here. I knew they wanted to wipe this out, and we had possibilities of still going up. Because remember, when we have this rate cut, this is yes, I'm trying to be a seller, but at the same time, I know that with that 50 basis points taken off, this is not a normal September, right? Like, for the situation of the macro level of inflation of what we've been going through, I have the understanding that it can go up. So I'm not trying to marry it too much. I'm not a swing trader anyway. So I'm looking for a dump and a pump, but we have a high possibility of obviously taking out these highs too. So, because remember, we made those equal highs right here. You see that? We made those equal highs right there. So this would be also a minimum target. But for me, when I took the buy here and we're pushing up, we get to 50% right here, right? So when I get this 50% level and we're pushing up, I'd want to be responsible, and we get this next push up. I wanted to take at least one of these guys as liquidity before I took the profit and decided to re-enter. And why would I re-enter? Well, because I know coming up here that it could still be pushing up very hard, and I want to secure the profit is what my goal was. So I'm doing this here just so you could see. I did this for people to see, not because I wanted to do that. I would have trailed it normally. I didn't do a great job of trailing today, but whatever. It is what it is. My performance wasn't as great as I'd like, but whatever. So that's the logic of here, getting out. Anything lower than here, I want to get out, and then I'll find another entry. So that's what I did. And you can see here, we're tagging that here, and so on. So next trade. This is what I do here. So with this understanding of me getting out, I get stopped out right there, actually. So what does it do? And it's a nice buy right there, but what do? We push up. And what would I have liked to have done? I would have liked to have held it to the 930 open, because obviously we understand that anyone selling through here, there's no mitigation there. It's just a straight candle down from the 930 here. And that's why I would have liked to have held it here and get in here. But I didn't. I got out here. And then what did it do? It pushed up, and I wanted to see that. It came to the 930, but I want to see it go above. And when I see it go above, I want to see it then push from there. If it's going to use it as a support, understanding. Plus, we're going to come and wipe out the liquidity that I just got done talking about here. And that's what I did. So sure enough, we push up with this candle right here. We retrace back. We tagged at 930 right there. We retag it, and I'm pushing the button. Boom. Strength to the top side, coming up. We retrace, coming back up, and boom. And from here, the reason why I like this trade is because I know that they're going to rush to get these guys. Why are they going to rush to get these guys? Because they don't want to get them. They don't want them out of their trade. And that's why you'll start to see these big 4 1-minute candles starting to push hard. So again, I'm showing the stop loss here because I'm showing you that I'm my exit of where I'm going to get out at max. Sure enough, what do? We come right through that gap, that first gap, which is what I sold from Friday at 50%. And that's why I got really big candles right there. And then we tagged damn near the bottom of that gap right there. So that was my road right there. So if it was going to keep going, I would just kept trailing it. But obviously, that was the end of the road. So, and sure enough, beautiful decision making was not too bad. But again, I missed that sell, and it's okay. It is whatever. It is what it is. But and then confluence is more. Also, you had Nvidia just strongly pushing up here. So I was mentioning that, is this topping out, or are we going to go below here and sell off? And we didn't get that. So we gapped up, and then you can see that we came back, and we've been respecting this area with wicks and bodies are sitting here, and sure enough, the buy was there. Fine. And that's the reason why I did what I did in my buying trades. But so when we got to the top here, right? So when we got to the top here, I literally put my my stop loss right here. After this candle, this 11.55, I'm also holding it closer to lunch, and then left it alone. Now, I did understand that this could be the sell, right? And I ended up taking I'm not even gonna pull it up, but I ended up getting a sell in here, and that's lunchtime, and I want to be done. What did it do? It came up and it took me out right here. This little bastard right here. And then when I saw that, I was gonna be done for the day, and I was like, you know what? Let me just take a sell. Let me just take a sell to here. See this right here. See when we busted through. So when you got a dump and a pump, right? Coming back into the range would be the next logical trade. So retracement, right? And what are the levels of that sell off from here? Well, for me, a minimum was coming to this. See the equal highs that we busted through. Well, my logic was to come back to that, right? Is to literally come back to that. And I knew it could have came to the open, and then I knew it could have came a little bit lower, and it decided to pick this 11:15 a.m. Bullish imbalance right there, and it did not toggle that 50, which was super, but I wasn't a part of that. So for me, when it tagged me out and then I saw these candles coming lower, now we're underneath that candle. I do understand that we want to get that low right there, but then we want to come and get the breakout artist right there. So if I was to show that, 1 second here. It wasn't worth me really showing, but I'm just going to show it anyway, just for the logic. So for here, when this candle was digging into this last up candle, we were pushing down. I did understand that we could get on an oversold here and come down and wipe out that liquidity. I'm literally taking the screenshot after it hits this. And another thing, that's the other thing about me. I don't like this screenshot shit, man. I really got to stop it because my ego's involved. I'm doing something for you guys, and it's just like I want to trade in peace, man. And I miss so many targets and entries and this and that. But this, I'm framing this for the logic, showing this just for that basic model of understanding. Just like when we bought here and we pushed up to get back to these levels right here that we blew through, that's a logical level. Just like when we busted through this midnight level with that liquidity sitting there as a gift, coming back up there is a logical level. If you're struggling and holding the trades, then your best thing that you could do is, I have a lot of experience, but the best thing you could do is just trail your stop. And that's just gonna solve that. And if you get out, you get out. It's like, who cares? Fuck trying to be right. You just want to be profitable. So like when it's here and it's pushing up here, you have no reason to you have no reason to get out here. If you trailed your stop, let me do it this way. Nice little exercise, I guess. If you trail your stop, right? Just gonna do this. All right. So, anyways, why do they do that? That's so dumb. Okay. Oh my god. So you're forced to see that? That's dumb. You got to be kidding me. So that those words are gonna be there? That's so dumb. Let me make this longer, bro. This is annoying. Still there. Okay. All right. So when you're pushing up here and you're like, okay, well, right there you got a support right there, which I'm showing you right there, and then, all right, and there's it's sitting in an imbalance, which is that 1146. You see that? So it's sitting at 50%. It doesn't go below that, and then it keeps pushing up. It's pushing up. Let's just say the price gets right here, right? Well, look at the man. This is not working. Look at the last low of that candle. Pushes up, comes down, then another expansion here. So you really don't have a reason to get out yet. I mean, it's not retracing on you. So you're slowly doing this. You're slowly doing that, right? You have no reason to get out. You're not getting any pullback at all. So forget having fear involved. If you trail it, it's just going to be logical. You're not going to miss out on anything if you trail it. And if you are fearful and you want to take profit, okay, take the profit. If your gut is telling you that you need to take the profit, then you need to take the profit. If you feel that uncomfortable, but at the least, trail your stop, right? And if it takes you out and it still keeps going up, who fucking cares? That's no big deal. Your goal is to make a trade. Your goal is to not be perfect. So as you can see, plenty of areas where you can trail the stop here, right? And then as far as like, let's just say someone's asking me, well, how do I get involved in this imbalance? Where do I enter? You are technically supposed to enter as soon as it goes inside. Let me move this over. You're supposed to get in as soon as it tags in, right? So as soon as it tags in, which is the low of that candle, the third candle, you're supposed to be in. If you're waiting for 50%, take a look. If you had a limit order at 50%, you would have never got in. So if you decide and let's just say you're telling yourself, oh, I want better entries. Well, you're gonna miss trades then. Number one. Number two, in the grand scheme of things here, when it's moving, you're not worried about this little fluctuation. We're talking about 2-3 points here, right? You gotta allow that to breathe. But if you leave it at 50%, you would have missed it, right? And by the way, for strength, you don't want to see it hit 50%. You want to see it in the top part of the imbalance, and that's to show you that the trade's moving. So to answer the question, you should be entering as soon as it gets in. Now you're like, well, what if the imbalance is really big? Well, if it's really big, then you can, you're gonna have to grade it and take the top 25%, or if it dips underneath the top 25%. What do I mean by that? What's an example here? I don't really have a good example here. It would have to be on a higher time frame. Like, let's see if I could mention this. It's kind of hard. I don't see any examples right now. Yeah, it's kind of hard to. Right now, the price action is not really. Let's see if I can. See right here, like even when here, like you'll miss the 50%. So if you want to grade it. Okay, but like here's an example here. Like look at this imbalance right here. This 250 right there. What did it do? It came all the way back down. It seals the imbalance, but it doesn't go below that candle. So if you're saying I want to put my entry when it seals it, that's our immediate rebalance, which is it's a sign of strength, but it could also fail on you. So it's just not logical. If you want to manually do this, then you're just going to manually do it when it dips in. By the time your reaction kicks in, you probably get a lower entry anyway from that top. But I hope this is all making sense here. And let me go to a 5-minute real quick, because a 5-minute is where you might see that more. It's kind of hard to. And as you can see, watch your other time frames. Your 15-minute, just solid candles, right? Like you could even be going below your 5 minutes, your 1 minutes, your 15 minutes when you're trailing your stop. But I'm trying to find a example here, like right here. Well, even when it sealed it here, oh, that's cool, man. But I'm just letting you know you're gonna miss a lot of trades. So I was gonna say something else. What the hell was I gonna say? I can't think of it right now. So that's how you want to treat that. That's how you want to treat that. And as you see here, when we I took that sell and I took it to right here. So when we were stuck here, we were in between this bearish imbalance, which is this 1254 plus the gap. You got to include the gap. And right, so we were in between this right here, right? You see it holding. We also have the imbalance there. This is a lower low, this is a lower high. This is a leg down, so it's pump and then now they're dumping and then they're pumping again. So in basic terms, it's I don't want to get into that, man. It's too much to do. So right here, you're battling between. It's like who's winning this battle right here, right? So we're bouncing from this imbalance right here of this bullish, this 106, and in between this 1254. So you can see it. We're bouncing in here. Fake trend line there. You can see it retesting that. Pulls down. You can see now we're underneath that imbalance right there. And sure enough, it's wicking, it's holding, and it's pushing down. What do you get? You get a couple drives down. 1, too, right? Big one. This was very difficult. This was very shady the way they did this. Now this is getting a little difficult with the wicks, but it is what it is. And so on. So then what we do, we also have this inversion imbalance as 218. As you see, we had a bullish imbalance, but then we failed it, and we kept coming to it, and we were using it. We were getting stuck, and then they decided to speak her out, push up, push down, right? So lows, highs, wicked, took that. Now they came back up here. So I don't know. The bullish story definitely doesn't seem like it's over. It's still pushing up, but this was very difficult to catch. I witnessed this and I was like, shady. But I feel like I'm missing something. But then, as you see, we were holding price here, and then we basically ended up pushing through it finally. But let me see here. Where else was I gonna? I think I'm gonna go to a 5-minute. I want to be done. I'm pretty exhausted. I'm trying to recover from this weekend. We partied all weekend, dude. I was just like, bro, couldn't take it. Sitting inside that 5-minute imbalance right here, this 1140, and then you can see the price also sitting in there with this one. But another thing is I was also looking at what do you call it? So this area as a form of support, because we have this high here. We have it's not perfect though, but we also have these last up candles here, and the price digged into it, went a little bit deeper, obviously, but bodies are sitting here, is what I'm trying to say. So like for example, this up candle here, this 920. If I was to have dragged it out, it's better on a bigger time frame, but you can see that the majority of the bodies are sitting there, right? So that's a support level. The wicks don't mind that. Let me drag the 15-minute. This would probably be more helpful, because this is actually what I was looking at. As you can see there, very similar idea, right? You see the bodies respecting right there at the 50%. So that right there is the idea of support. The wick, what are you going to do? You can't do nothing about that, but you can see logically that it's holding there, and that's pretty much it, man. I mean, there's nothing else I can really say here. And then what's it called? We had damn, moving hard at the end of the day. We had so 930 here. We pushed down, and we had. Did I not mark that? Yeah, we did not take that out. We don't take that out, but we had here. Yeah, I didn't draw it. That's fine. Let me just do that real quick. I'll even do this. So right here was you had higher highs here with Dow, and then we had lower highs here. So that was also the reason why I did push the button for sell here at the top. That, and then when we came down here, we had higher lows here with Dow, and we had lower lows with S&P and NAS, and that is how I bought here at the bottom. And then, as you can see, what happened the rest. So, and then we got another final push right here where that support I was talking about could possibly be. As you can see, this little internal price right here. We had lower lows here, very clear with Dow, and higher lows here. And sure enough, we pushed back up here. So right now, where do we go from here? Well, I mean, Dow is selling off hard. We're not moving anywhere. We got lower highs here. We got higher highs here. Oh no, just with S&P. So very mixed markets right now. I'm not really interested. I mean, I'm not getting what I want. Plus the benefit of dollar finally kind of moving. Remember when I was mentioning some videos ago that I said fuck dollar, but I was also saying that we tag into here to see if we were going to push up or we're going to sell from here. And you can see the wicks all respecting this little zone here of imbalance and gaps. And then today they decided to really push it down more, which I'm assuming they're still coming down. That's kind of leading us up a little bit, right? So that was also a help. So dollar was actually helpful for once. And then I'm missing something, man. I know I'm missing something. So again, all-time highs with Dow, slowly trickling up. Hard sell-off in the last fucking 3 minutes. Jesus, 4 minutes. Look at this. I'm starting to feel like Dow looks like this all the time. Like, why do you want to trade this? I don't understand. Do not trade this. I'm telling you, don't trade this. Fuck Dow. They're good for turtle soups and all that for liquidity raise, but other than that, I don't know, bro. I wouldn't trade it. And the S&P still moving up here. So, again, what we were discussing a possibility. Look, I don't trade these, and I let the chart speak for itself. I'm not even, monitoring. You can see we're getting from the gaps to gaps. Opening range. Yeah, man. So the thing is that I don't. It looks like it's bullish here, and it's still going to go. Asia London obviously they've been kicking ass lately, so I don't know, man. But I feel like they want to poke above here before they sell off for the September historical data. So again, this is what I've been saying here. So we either go above, maybe tap into that. I don't know if they're gonna do that. Maybe Tuesday's not Tuesday, maybe Wednesday's the high of the week and then we sell off. Maybe we don't reach this. I don't know, maybe we just tag this here, but somewhere in this vicinity, and then we come back down. And when we come back down, we come back down here or we come back down here. This is starting to get out of the picture because we're already September 24th. So it might just come back in the range and do something similar like that, right? So I'm still expecting something like this. Again, it's in with the macro market and being an election year, do they want to kind of drag it up so maybe it won't pan out as it should, or we're talking about selling off from where we are now, right? So this is still what I'm expecting, but I got to tread lightly, and it's the last week of the month, and this is just not really that favorable. And let's see here. How long is this video? 36 minutes. Wow. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that, but right now it's hey, it looks like we're still going up, bro. That was a beautiful fucking buy right there. Look at that. See that shit. So ended up panning out. These ended up. I don't see us like wiping this liquidity and then selling off. It's going to be interesting with the news here. I don't know, obviously, but speakering out. This is a consolidation, pushing up for an expansion. It did reject though, so the key is, do we take this high out right here? That's going to be everything. That's going to be everything right now, is taking out this high. So I'm wondering if Asia, if I'm right about the historical data and it pops up here to wipe out these guys real quick before they come back down, that'd be dirty. But that's how I would do it if I was them. But have fucking Asia all the way down here, London, kind of like sink it back down. But again, we pushed up, consolidation, and then we pushed up again. So you would technically expect an expansion, technically. So, and then maybe Thursday becomes the reversal, right? So that's very possible. Let me see the month. Let me look at the calendar. Oh yeah, so we have, yeah. So Thursday, and it would have to be a major sell-off for it to, after wiping that liquidity and come back in the range here, because technically we should be breaking that low. So unless we do that, and then the fourth quarter comes in October, and then we kind of trickle down, and then we buy back up if we're really bullish. But that's all I got for you guys. You guys take care, and God bless.